Hello, traders, and welcome to TradingWithBill.com. I'm Bill. Good to be with you. It is a Wednesday, June 27th, 2018. Traders, well, what can we say about yesterday? Well, I finally made some pips yesterday. That was a nice feeling. I think I made 26 pips on the euro, and it took like 5 hours. And I got to be honest with you, all I used was the dollar index. I watched that dollar index, and it started to give us a little bit of strength there in the dollar. I just took advantage of it. Pretty interesting stuff. Before we get started, let's take a look at what happened on Wall Street last night. It's currently 7:08 in the morning here in Thailand. That would be 20:08 on a Tuesday night. So just take a really quick look here. We could see that oil has boosted its way up there. It looks like it's finally over that 70, or it's at that $70 a barrel, which is nice. Dollar index is up. It's at 94.70. Remembering that it was at 94.20 yesterday, 32 I think it was, when we exited. Starbucks continues to dump like a rock. I'm watching Starbucks. I think this is a pretty funny story. The reason, for those of you who might have missed it, was Starbucks announced that they're closing like 136 or 146 stores, cafes in the United States, and Starbucks just took the maximum of maximum dumps. The E-minis, 6E, I'm sorry, the euro. That is not the E-minis. That's the euro futures. It went up. Now it's back down again. We're at 17.17, 1.1717 on the euro. Just continuing to dribble along sideways here. We can see it really hasn't done much. And we'll just keep an eye on that. There we go. The ES is here. Is still, I think it's on its 15th day of no higher high. Maybe today it'll do it, depending on how it closes out. But yeah, the ES are just really taking a move to the downside. I think the market's a little bit shocked. They're going to keep riding on this. It's the tariff thing. I don't find it. However, in Asia, I will tell you that the tariff thing has impacted, at least in Thailand, the exchange rate. The tariffs. Asia's a little worried about what's going on with these tariffs. But, I don't know. Thailand already got their exemption like 5 months ago, that they're not going to get any tariffs placed on them. So that's what's going on with that. VIX took a down hit yesterday. We're back down at just about 16. It's actually 15.92 on the VIX. But let me tell you, for coming up on the end of June into July, we're at 15 on the VIX. That's great. I think last year at this time we were at like 8. Something like that. Down about 8 we were on the VIX. So that is all good there. Let's see what's going on in the calendar today. Nobody's off. Let's talk about next week. And I didn't put it up there. Next week, July 3rd, the U.S. stock market is on a half day. And I have to be honest with you, it's either closes at noon or it closes at 1 o'clock. But either one of those, the New York Stock Exchange is closed for a half day on July 3rd. Of course, July 4th, it is closed. I will be doing no videos. I will be doing nothing on those 2 days. It's just not the time to be in the market. Just, enjoy your holiday. And, of course, Friday I don't do a video. I do have another obligation. So next week's a really short week for me. It's Monday, Tuesday, and we're done, which absolutely kills me. What am I going to do for 5 days? Really, what am I going to do for 5 days? Oh, my goodness. Unbelievable. So that's what's going on schedule-wise for next week. Had some news come out. New Zealand had imports, exports, trade balance, and you know what? If you take a look at New Zealand, it has done nothing. It's continuing to the downside. Apparently, the markets don't care. ANZ business confidence comes out in about 47 minutes. And what else do we got? Pound nationwide HPI today. And as we move along, not very much. Carney speaks today. Bank of England's Governor Carney speaks. You better say something. Something the markets want to hear, right? The pound's just, continuing to the downside. I don't see any relief in sight. Into the U.S. session, Gap goods ship non-defense ex-air month on month. Have you ever heard of that before? Did I miss something? Okay. Core durable goods, we know about that. That's the big one it looks like for today, is core durable goods and durable good orders coming in today. Goods trade balance today is coming out. And then, of course, Wednesday, crude oil inventories, and of course, crushing crude oil inventories. FOMC people are going to be making their yak a little bit, talking around the clock. That's about that. Let's get to the charts. That's what's important. Let's take a look at the Aussie dollar. So this is where we left off yesterday on the Aussie dollar. So, you know, this just continues. And I didn't take anything off the chart yesterday because I just wanted to see this. And this is where we are, right? It came up to that 50% fib, and that was it. Down she went. See you later. Have a nice day. Talk to you again another time. So this came up, gave us a 50% fib entry, and that was all she wrote. Did nothing else. Went sideways, came back down, came back up. Now it bounced off the 200, right? Now remember, this already happened yesterday. When we put this fib on, this already was there. So this is all after that. So we really got nothing here. It just came down. Really, your re-entries when this hit this 200 exponential moving average, I got to be honest with you folks, I wouldn't have entered a trade there. So I wouldn't expect you to enter a trade there. You know, yes, it is a pullback. Yes, it is a trade. And of course, it's that 00 area, right? 7,400 hits right into that 7,400. And, you know, we would expect to move at a 00, right? A whole number there. So we would expect that. Now we're at 73.90. Woohoo, we moved a whole 10 pips. So that's what's going on there. Nothing to do, really. Just absolutely nothing to do. We want this to come back up to this resistance line. But, you know, I still, you know, this is okay. Yeah, this is okay. We can take this from this 74.20 area. At least you'll be 20 pips in profit before you get stuck into the support. And you'll have a mess there. But, you know, we'll see. I'd rather hit it at the 74.50 area, to be really honest with you. Right? And that would be just above the... yeah, just above the 50% up here somewhere we'd want to get in this. But, you know, if you take it there, folks, we're bumping right back into... right, support. So you'd have to wait for it to come down, retest this, and then take it down. And then you sort of got some kind of a wide open space here. But this is going to be a bear to break through, right? So the higher this can get up, right? 74.40, 74.35, you know, that'd be awesome. Get up there, but that doesn't look like that's going to happen. To me, this looks like this is just going to continue to the downside and dribble its way down. I expect the markets by Friday just to, like, wrap up. It's going to be done, right? You know, Monday, Tuesday is open. Do you think anybody's going to be trading on Monday, Tuesday? Talking about, you know, the big money, all the, you know, stuff that moves the markets? No. They just took a week off. That's a week off. They're not coming in on Friday, trust me. And Monday, Tuesday is going to be like a joke. So, yeah, you might as well take next week off. It just kills me. Let's take a look at the dollar CAD. Absolutely nothing, right? Nothing's really going on with oil, even though, you know, oil's at $70 a barrel. That's a nice thing. But the dollar CAD definitely didn't react to it. It's still hanging out here sideways, not doing a thing. The EMAs are all entwined with each other. What are what are we going to do here? Nothing. Just leave it alone. Really, just leave it alone. Don't do a thing. Let it be, as they say. Let it be. So we're just going to let this be, and nothing there. Let's take a look at the Euro-Aussie. We can get rid of some of the stuff here. Let's get rid of this. Yeah. You're out of it. Bye-bye. We'll bring you over here. Keep an eye on you over there. So what are we going to do here? Well, this looks nice. But I got to be honest with you. This, to me, looks like if we're going to do something, yeah, well, like, why don't we do something now? Right? Right? Why don't we bounce off, right? Break this trend line, and we'll just take it to the downside, right? Sure, this is the optimum trade, right? If we can get this to work, and that's if this will go up here somewhere, right? That would be the choice, is for this to pull back up there. Do I think that's going to happen? It doesn't look like it to me. And it's surprising because, you know, the situation, really I would have expected this thing just to be sideways. And because the Euro is weak and the Aussie's weak. And, you know, it's just week against week. It's like you just don't like those kind of trades, right? You just don't like weak against weak. You know, that's just, what's that song? Flirting with disaster, right? Yeah. You know, you're flirting with disaster. If you break this trend line, you come down here, maybe get in at 57.50, 57.60. You're going to get out at 57.20. You get 40 pips today. That looks like the logical trade for today on this Euro Aussie. Break this trend line, you know, 57.60, 50, somewhere in there. We'll get out at 57.30, 57.20. Grab your, you know, 20, 30, 40 pips and get out. Yeah, just get out. I don't expect this to pull all the way back where we're going to be able to do anything, so just leave it alone. Let's take a look at something. Let's take a look at the Beast. We haven't looked at the Beast in a while. Pound yen, again, right? The pound's weak. The yen isn't weak, but apparently in this pair it is, right? This is doing some movement. I mean, at least we're getting some movement here. But, right, this is just, it's not pretty. It's not pretty. So my thought process is, let's just come up here and just, like, let's take a fib on this and see, like, where we're at. So we're at this 50% of the whole swing, right? I took that fib of the whole swing. So here we are. Now we're stuck, right? Now we're at this 200 exponential moving average. It's been above it. It's been below it. It's been sideways. All your EMAs are here. Everything's doing what it wants to do, right? So I want to sell this, right? Why do you want to sell it? Well, the pound is weak. Regardless of what we all think, the pound is just weak. The yen is at least a little bit stronger. So I think we end up with what we ended up with before, but let's put some levels in here. Let's get some levels in here. So what are we worried about here? Well, you know, first of all, there's a level right there. We'd want this to pull back and see if we can dump into this somewhere around there. We can get, you know, let this bump up, pull back. We got a little room until we get, you know, into trouble again. Or the other option is, you know, the old trend line move, right? Why don't we do what we were just talking about on that other great old pair there? Nice three-touch trend line, right? Wide open space here, right? There's no price action here. You know, that to me looks reasonable and quite comfortable. Now, the key to this is that this has to break this trend line. Hopefully you get a retest and then sell it, okay? And you'd want to see some kind of movement on these exponential moving averages. Really, you want to see something happen here with these exponential moving averages. These are just, you know, you can't do anything when there's no angle and separation here, folks. There's no angle and separation. That just means stay out, sit down, sit on your hands, and hopefully this will work out as we get closer to the London Open. You know, I like to be in front of my charts about an hour and a half before London Open, and then we can play. So that's just a little bit of look at the charts there. You know, I'm really sad that next week's like a blowout. Like, I didn't realize it till I heard somebody yesterday talk about it. Next week is just a total waste. It's a total waste. Nobody's going to be in the markets. It's like a Christmas holiday. Oh my goodness. You know, I live in paradise. I really do. Thailand, where I live in Thailand is just absolutely gorgeous. But, you know, how many times can you go to the beach and sit at the tiki bar? I can't do it for 5 days. But I do have a great friend coming in on Friday. He comes in twice a year, and he will be in on Friday. So that ought to be interesting. Here's the dollar index, sitting at 94.68. Now, if you look at technically, right? So what if you want to? We don't trade this, but what if you want to trade this, right? Technically, this is nice. Get it closed below that 10, right? Sell it, right, and take it to the downside. Of course, we want the dollar index to continue to the upside. It's still a great move. You know, like I said, it was at 94.25 or somewhere in there. 32 yesterday when we were talking. So the dollar index is on its way up. It is looking a little bit better. So we will keep an eye on that. I promise you, traders. Have a great trading day. That's it for me on a Wednesday, and we'll see you tomorrow morning in Asia. Traders, always, always, always remember to trade smart, not hard. We'll see you tomorrow morning in Asia. Take care, my friends. Have a great day now. Bye-bye.